G'day all, Paul Williamson here, PGA member, RGX coach, here to give you rule number 3 in the 10 rules to shooting lower scores. So rule number 1 was hole all your short putts. To help you get confidence in every part of your game, you got to hole every short putt that you're looking at, everything inside 4 feet. Rule number 2 is avoid penalty shots at all costs, either through club selection or target selection. So if you want to watch those videos, by all means, go back and watch those on my YouTube channel. You can do that. Rule number 3. Rule number 3 is get out of trouble in one shot every time, okay? So this means that when you've hit yourself out of play, now most of the time that'll mean you've hit yourself behind some trees and you don't have a clear shot to the hole, okay? So there's trees in the way, there's branches in the way, there's rough in the way, there's little gaps that you could possibly go through, but chances are you're gonna hit one of them, end up back where you were, and take 2 to 3 to get out of where you are. So one of the cardinal sins I see of amateur golfers all the time is taking on too much of a challenge. It's something that they don't practice very much, is trying to hit little punch shots through these gaps and holes, but they're going for that 1 in a million shot, and all of a sudden they rack up an 8 or a 9 because it's taken them 3 shots to get out. So the first rule there I'd say to you is when you're standing there behind the ball, ask yourself, it might sound a little bit negative here, but ask yourself, what's the worst thing I could do right here? And chances are that's hit the tree right in front of you, okay, when you're in those situations. So if you then say to yourself, right, I've got to avoid that at all costs, then it means you've got to chip out, then chip out. Let's have just one stroke added onto your score, and bogey, or maybe even a double bogey, is not a bad score then, rather than an 8 or a 9 or a triple or 4 or 5 over on the hole. If you just chip out sideways, get yourself back in play, you're in a position now to maybe make up for that with a chip or a putt close to the hole. But don't go trying to make up for it with a hero shot for your next one either, because that's another one that happens. People start biting off more than they can chew. They think, I'm already 1 shot behind on the hole, I've got to make up for it on this one, and get into even more trouble. They play too aggressive and gets in lots of trouble. So number 1, get out in 1 shot. Number 2, don't try and chase it on the next one. Try and make up for it with a good chip or putt when you get close to the green. So that's the tip for this week for shooting lower scores. By all means, have a look down below. I've got links through to my other videos in there, and hang around for next time where we'll go through rule number 4. Cheers.